Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gino here from the Sports Life Production Podcast presented by the BS3 Sports Network. I just wanted to talk about today about failure. What is failure? Why do people look at failure or as a negative aspect in their lives, or why are they so worried about failing? You know, it's funny because I was talking to my wife about it all, and she made a great point about failing in life and, you know, how you can get back up from it. But then again, people still expect you to fail. And my point to her on failure was that the people that expect you to fail are the ones that have already failed and can't get back up. They won't get back up. You know, it's crazy because I failed over and over and over again. And I can tell you a lot of greats have failed over and over again. Look at Tom Brady, drafting the 6th round of the NFL draft. Now one of the GOATs in the NFL. Look at Michael Jordan. Couldn't even make his high school teams. One of the best all-time players and the GOAT of the NBA. In my opinion, everyone has their opinions. However, I have failed over myself hundreds of times. And everyone kept telling me, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be successful. Sports Life Productions will not get off the ground. It will not become a podcast. It will not be an influence to others, to help others, to guide them to be successful in life, or to just share a word that can change their lives every day. You're not going to be anything. It's not going to be nothing. It's just a dream to talk about. However, those people that have failed, or that told me I was going to fail, they already have failed. They've already put themselves in a position that says they can't get back up. They don't know how to get back up. They don't have the drive, the ambitions. They don't have the iron will, as I talked about on the previous podcast. They don't have those things to be successful, so they're going to settle. Failure is something to embrace. Failure is an aspect that will give you the strength that you never thought you had in life. It will make you realize that when you fail, that your entire life is about to change if you want it to change. Not because you just failed and it's supposed to look up from here. No, it's if you want those things to change from your failure. Just like I've talked about in my previous podcast about taking the L, creating your mindset on winning. And then when you take the L, you've already won anyways, because you've trained your mind from learning from that lesson to win the next day. That is my purpose of these podcasts. That is my purpose to really say the reasons why we have these certain discussions or topics or just things that I share with others. Because at the end of it all, it's all about understanding the aspects of life. And even with our younger generations, with these student athletes, teaching them this process on what it means when you fail, when you don't make the high school varsity team, when you don't make that certain AAU team, when you don't make a certain level, whether it's a starter versus a second string, it's going to train yourself. It's going to help you train your mindset and yourself to really understand that failure is only a stepping stone to embrace what's coming ahead of you in your future. Failure creates opportunities. Failure creates the fact that maybe one door is closing for a reason, to gain another opportunity for another door to open. I've had to embrace that my entire life. Didn't understand what it meant at first. Didn't understand why I went through the things I went through in life with sports. Why I didn't make a certain AAU squad. Why I didn't I didn't get to a certain college level that I wanted to get to with playing basketball. Why I didn't get to the major NCAA Division Ones. Why I had to take a lower tier Division One in the NCAA. Why did I have to go to this small school instead of a big school like Texas? Or Duke, or let's just say Kentucky, something like that. Why couldn't I go to those schools? At the end of it all, it was my journey. It was my success to get to this point, to be able to share with you all, to say I failed time and time again, but I embraced every last minute of it. And it's made me who I am today. Just when those same people that already have failed said I was not going to get a degree. It took me 8 years to obtain a business degree. I've said it over and over again, and I'm not afraid to say it. It took me that long of a period of a time. But those same people that didn't believe in me were the same ones that didn't even go to school, or if they went to school, they failed out and never went back. I can tell you, yeah, I failed some courses. Yeah, I almost failed out of school at one point in time in my life. But I got up. I realized what I needed to do. I realized my goals in life. I realized this is not who I was. I was not going to be known as a failure. If I failed, it was only a temporary moment to make me better, to create success in my future. So I can proudly say that I've embraced failure. My question is, have you understood what failure is, and how can you figure out how to embrace your failures? Parents, I sincerely want to challenge you all, coaches, to challenge you all, even young student athletes out there that listen to this. Understand what failure means. It's not always a negative thing. It can turn around and change your life for the best. It can create opportunities for success like you have no idea. The question is, really, what are you going to do when you fail? Are you going to settle? Are you going to get back up? Are you really going to push yourself harder than you ever have before? Especially when you come up short on a goal that you've been trying to reach for a long time. If you don't reach that goal, you come up short again. Are you going to continue trying? You're going to continue staying focused and just doing it. Just doing whatever it takes to be successful. Because there's always going to be people out there in your lives that are going to tell you, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do this. There's no way that you can. You're no better than anybody else out there. Why should you be the special one to make it? Because those are the same people that have failed. And maybe there's people in their lives that have failed that told them the same thing just to make themselves feel good. They got to bring somebody else down. I sincerely want you all to really push yourselves and focus on the aspects and the mental aspects of understanding failure and how to embrace these moments when you fail. Because I have failed numerous times. Heck, I've lost homes. I have gone to the point where I have damn near nothing. Nothing. And I'm thinking at one point in my life, I had it all. Big time basketball player, had whatever I wanted in life. Nothing could stop me. But eventually that came to a halt where I got knocked back down. Had to come back to reality a little bit because I got too high. See, being successful can also be a negative thing as well. Because you don't realize how successful you really are, and you're greedy at that point. So when you do fail and you get knocked back down, you learn to eventually appreciate that because it humbles you. It teaches you something in life. It really creates your mindset to understand that you are where you are now because of the things you've been through in the past, and the fact is it could have been good or bad. But at the end of it all, you wouldn't be there without failing and having some success, but mainly failures. So I embrace failures. I embrace the failure aspect of trying to start a podcast, trying to start a business, trying to give others opportunities that I didn't have, that I had to create for myself. Because at the end of the day, the same coaches that I played for, even in high school, expected me not to do anything with my life. Even though I took basketball very personal. I was out on the floor. I took it personal. I took football on the field very personal. It was like more than just a game for me. It was something personal to me because I knew why I was out there. I knew why I was out there on the field and why I was on the court. I knew why I was playing, what my purpose was. I wanted to shine. I wanted to show scouts what I could do. But at the end of the day, those same coaches in high school, they're still in their same positions nowadays. No disrespect to them, but they're still standstill. They're still standstill to me, with all due respect to them. And they said I wasn't going to be able to do nothing. I was not going to be successful. You're not 6'5". You're not, 6 foot running back. You're nothing. You're just a Hispanic kid that maybe go to college for a little bit, but after that, what are you going to do after that? There was no vision for me, for them. And I took it all personal. Because I knew I was going to have challenges in my life. I knew I was going to fail in my lifetime. And I didn't realize why I would fail. What does that mean for me? And I finally woke up to realize those failures are the reason I am who I am today. Those failures are the reason why I can sit here on this podcast today and talk about failure freely and embrace those moments to say, you know what? I didn't make that varsity squad. I didn't make that college team. I had to try out, and become a walk-on to even get a look. I had to start at JUCO level, work my way up. And even then, as a JUCO, I was on the bench. I was a second guard. I wasn't the starting guard. So at the end of it all, it was a journey that I can sit here and say, you know what? I don't have to be this all-time Pac-10, Big 12 player. I don't have to be an ACC player. I don't have to be any of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted to do was share a platform such as Sports Life Productions, be able to say, through all these failures I have been through and all these moments I've gone through, all these tears, all the heartaches, all the blood, the sweat, everything I have been through to get here to this moment is because of failure. And I've embraced every second of it because it's made me who I am today. And it's a blessing to be able to share these things with you all, to share what it is to fail, to share what it is when you have success, to share what it is to be humble when you fail, to be humble when you have success. Because my mindset's already created. I'm going to take some more L's in life. It's going to happen. Just the way life is. However, my mindset is created to continuously keep going, to keep winning. Regardless, those L's that I take are failures. But at the end of the day, I take those L's because it's going to create a bigger opportunity, a better opportunity to be successful in life. So when I say that it is okay to fail, these are the reasons why it's okay to fail. And don't sit here and hold those in. Have them in the back of your mind and realize they're there for a reason, but don't hold it in. Embrace it, move on from it, realize it's a lesson to learn in your life, and it's only going to make you a better person. It's the same message that we should be teaching student athletes. It's the same message we should be teaching our coaches, our parents. All in all, it's the same message that the entire world, I believe, needs to hear. Failure at a point is okay. It's how you embrace it and how you create opportunities with that. When I was in the workforce, in the corporate world, I was let go from many jobs. I could have stopped there. But I realized through failure of those jobs, I could sit there and say, I just give up and, don't want to do anything with my life. But instead, I kept going, I kept pushing, and I used those failures, and I created opportunities. And now, here I am, being able to share things with you all that are inspiring. I hope that are transparent, that can give you something to think about in your overall life. So everyone listening today, I thank you from the bottom of my heart to listen to this message today. I think that you all are the reason why I'm here, and I feel that through all the failures, through all the successes, I feel like you all are the reason why this has been able to happen. And I want to thank you all for listening and embracing these messages here. And all I ask is, you guys, you just share the podcast. Share them. Follow us on social media, on Facebook at Sports Life Productions, Twitter, Sports Prod 2. That's Sports PORD 2 exclamation point on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at Sports Life Productions. Follow the BS3 Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They have amazing partners that are available to listen to as far as podcasts are concerned. Dula Show is pretty funny. I enjoy him. Courtney with The Real Deal, Kings versus Queens. We have a marriage podcast there as well. We have the Elevate podcast that talks about real life events and occurrences that happen in life. I mean, there's just great stuff there. So I encourage you all to go and look at these things and follow the BS3 Network, and you might be surprised exactly what you get out of it. So thank you again, all. I hope you all have a blessed week and continue having a blessed week and a blessed weekend with your families. And until next time.